any moment, and especially after Alex Preddy's shooting, more demonstrators could potentially bring their own weapons under the belief they have to be prepared to defend themselves from federal agents who could shoot them. It is a very dangerous recipe. People are scared, but they're also resolute that they have to.
Stop what you're doing and look at this. We are witnessing a total collapse of cooperation in Minnesota. You've got federal agents on one side and protesters who are now reportedly showing up armed to defend themselves. This isn't just a protest anymore. It's a powder keg that a federal judge is trying to disarm before it explodes.
A federal judge has now threatened to hold acting ICE Director Todd Lyons in contempt of court for failing to comply with an order to release a detained migrant. The judge, who was appointed by George W. Bush, writing that the order was, quote, one of dozens the agency has failed to comply with. And Lyons himself will have to appear now in court to answer for it. It's one of many court fights over what's happening there in Minnesota, with the administration defending itself in 2 other court hearings as well.
Did you catch the gravity of that? A chief judge appointed by George W. Bush, hardly a radical, just summoned the acting director of ICE to his courtroom. Why? Because the administration has been slow-walking court orders. When a judge says the court's patience is at an end, we are in uncharted legal territory. It means the judicial branch is officially calling out the executive branch for ignoring the law. This stems from a man held in custody for 2 weeks after a release order was signed. Imagine being a judge and having your direct orders ignored by federal agents in your own city. That is exactly why Todd Lyons is being hauled into court this Friday. It's a move so rare it's almost unheard of in modern immigration law.
Here's the most important part of this whole thing, unreported, okay? There is a man in Shanghai, China, an American citizen. His name is Neville Roy Singham. He works with the Beijing government. He is funneling millions of dollars into the United States of America through 501s like Party for Socialism and Liberation, Democratic Socialists of America, Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. There he is, okay? Connecticut-born, 71 years old, billionaire tech guy. He is funneling money here to these radical organizations who are then agitating professional people, communists mostly, because Singham's a communist, all right, to go in and foster rebellion. You heard that story reported? That is absolutely true. The man has been investigated by the FBI in the past, this Singham character, okay? This isn't some organic thing. This is a foreign power, Beijing, using this American citizen who lives openly in Shanghai in luxury, knowing that this man is funneling tens of millions, probably more, into this country to try to destroy the government. What the deuce is that? Where are you, New York Times? All right? That's the second part of the story. There's a local federal story, and there's the international story. And I've had it. You don't like what I'm saying?
Now let's follow the money, because this gets even deeper. You heard O'Reilly mention Neville Roy Singham. We're talking about a billionaire based in Shanghai who is allegedly funneling millions into these specific radical groups in the Twin Cities. This adds a massive layer of international complexity to what looks like a local protest. Are these organic community reactions, or is there a coordinated foreign power strategy to sow discord domestically? When you combine outside funding with the news that protesters are now bringing firearms to defend against ICE agents, you can see why the tension in Minneapolis has reached a fever pitch. This isn't just about immigration. It's about who actually controls the streets of Minnesota right now, the state, the feds, or the people in the masks.
Who was appointed by George W. Bush, writing that the order was, quote, one of dozens the agency has failed to comply with. And Lyons himself will have to appear now in court to answer for it. It's one of many court fights over what's happening there in Minnesota, with the administration defending itself in 2 other court hearings as well just yesterday. Let's bring in MS Now legal affairs reporter Fallon Gallagher and former federal prosecutor Barrett Berger. Fallon, let's start with this development involving Todd Lyons. How soon could he have to appear in court?
Look at those faces in the crowd. That isn't just political disagreement. That's raw fear and anger. With 2 fatal shootings by federal agents in just 3 weeks, the trust is completely gone. The judge is trying to use the law to prevent more bloodshed, but as we saw, both sides are digging in. If the ICE director doesn't show up on Friday, or if he doesn't have a very good excuse, we might see the first major contempt ruling against a high-ranking official in this administration. Things are moving fast in the Twin Cities. Make sure you're following for the update on Friday's hearing. Stay safe.